I am here, but I'm about to sneeze. We're gonna lock in here a little bit. Got a lot of work to do, and of course, I don't know why I keep feeling sick randomly. Like I was fine until last night, and then now I'm like all sniffly and stuffed nosed. So I'm gonna sound a little gross today. Aside from that, we're gonna try to get our game going. I caved and made a little bit of graphical improvement. I did some pixel art here, so things look a little bit better. However, that was because I was a little bit bored, so I'm gonna clear that out. But that's not part of the tasks that I just told myself that I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna have to try and stay focused here. I'm trying to make sure that I don't just look gross on camera, which is hard to do. Oh man, it's not good. It's not good. I do need to make an announcement here, so I'll do that real quick. I was in the middle of setting up music for myself here, so I'm gonna have to mess with this a little bit. But for now, I'll make an announcement after that. How about that? Sorry. Yeah. I'll put this on for myself. I gotta make sure that it doesn't play for you guys, so that I don't get flagged. Turn it off for the audience. There you go. Okay. Oh my god. Excuse me. It's a struggle out here, but it's okay. We'll make it work. Let's see. Discord. Oh man. Hey Danimal, long time no see. It's been a while, huh? Oh, what the heck? There it is. Okay. I wonder. Okay, sorry I'm taking a while here. I'm just setting up music for myself and just trying to find my bearing. A little tired, a little out of it. Danimal says, yeah, sorry you always go live just as I'm finishing work. Haha, no, it's okay. No, it happens. I know also I've been consistently doing this hour, which doesn't work for a very specific time zone. So I need to make some adjustments there. But alas, here we are. Even though I don't feel well, even though I just want to do pixel art and whatnot, I'm going to try my best to stay focused and do some work here. Hey, Cedric. Sorry I didn't see you there. Hello? I just got my YouTube on, so I just saw that. I'm just seeing the chats. We got El Port Avo 360 says, making in Godot? Yes, we are, as always. I am a Godot developer at this point, I could say. And I want to apologize ahead of time for my constant sniffling, because I don't know. I just woke up with it and it's not going away. Hopefully the sinus vibration through talking will make it a little bit looser. Hey, thanks for a resub, Danimal. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right. So I got a little distracted because I was doing my thing, obviously. And then I did the enemy preview thing where it shows up what the enemy is about to do based on the configuration. And then when I end turn, they cycle through their moves and whatnot. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to change the visual a little bit. So I just went ahead and got distracted myself and did a little bit of art. So I'm trying to reorganize some of these things to at least look somewhat presentable. It doesn't have to be too crazy. I might put these things tighter together so they're not like spread apart like that. So we'll see. El Port says, I'm making a Godot game too, but I can't afford a PC, so I'm using mobile version. I heard the mobile version is pretty decent, though. El Port says, what's the name? I haven't decided on the name of this game yet. We're going to get to that probably eventually, but hey, Cybol, long time no see, I guess. Hey. Oh my god, Cybol, did you hear about... I mean, I know it's all news now. New World is gone. Ashes of Creation is gone. What's our next skill-based MMORPG? I feel like more and more, I feel like I need to make an MMORPG here. Oh, ads starting here in a bit. Please be patient. Ads coming along. Let's see. Sorcerer, I'll answer your question after the ad. Until then, I'll lock in a little bit. Gee. Sai says, I haven't played Deadlock. Great game. Deadlock is fun. I got into it a little bit and then I gave up on it for a bit. Maybe I need to come back to it. Okay, I might have to decrease the music sound in my ear. Rock and roll. Rock music while developing is my first time. I usually put vibe music, so it's a little distracting. You guys can't hear it. It's just in my ear. Let's see. I'm gonna wait for the ad to end here, but I think Cybolt can hear me still. Cybolt says, I love the amount of depth and skill. Yeah, Deadlock does seem fun. And it feels still a little different from the typical MOBA game. It's a good mix. I do want to get into it. I should probably play it again. Sorcerer says, the multi-lang bindings is what catches my curiosity. Multi-language binding for, you mean, are you talking about GD script? Oh, I didn't know they had like a multi-language binding that's convenient. Demo says, I've been making a horror game because my daughter requested it. Oh my gosh. I feel like horror game is meta right now. It does seem that way in the developer space. Got the map and basic gameplay set up. First project that is actually coming together. That's so nice. That's what we're all about here. We're really doing it, everyone. We're getting our first published game on the road. For now, I'm gonna just keep it separated like this. It's a little ugly and silly, but you know, I'm not gonna complain about this. I'm just gonna work with this for now. It does seem like I need to make sure that the characters are better aligned. Let's see. I think I can adjust that by making sure that the sprites are drawn correctly. So I'm gonna go over, make sure all the character sprites are grounded properly. Let's see. My bad. Oh my gosh. There's this like overlay thing that doesn't go away, which is kind of annoying. Okay. My sinus is returning to normalcy now a little bit, so I don't have to be sniffling as much. I'm guessing talking does help. So let's go to our enemy sprites, and I'm going to have to update all of these, I think. I don't have to redraw. You know what? I'm going to keep it unaligned and ugly for now. I'm going to focus on the task at hand. Let's see. But El Port, sorry. Tentatively, I'm calling this a roguelike RPG. Now, I got into this game recently on Steam. I bought this game called a... Oops. uh, let's not look at our personal information. Hopefully nobody. Jeez. The alt tab is crazy. Um, ignoring that, let's see, where were we? Dennis says clipped and unloaded. No, don't. It's gonna be embarrassing for me. Let's see, where was I? I was talking about something. I forgot. Jesus, I don't remember. Hold on. Great Child says, do you know GLSL? Like the shader language? Yeah, I do know it a little bit. I mean, I know the language. I know how to learn it more. But I don't know everything off the top of my head, like what to do with what, depending on what I want to do. So there's that. Oh, yeah. There was something called He Is Coming. And it seemed like really fun little roguelike game. And it had the similar vibe to what I was looking for. Like there's this like limited item, randomized item that you can get, and then you can make a build together. Combat itself is very simple, and there's like unlockables, there are combos and stuff like that, which was really fun. I actually enjoyed it a lot. And then I technically beat it. It's like early access, so there's the last stage that's not out yet. So I just beat it, but it was really fun. Upward says RPG, yeah, kind of like this. I mean, this is not really an RPG at all, but it's like fundamentally I guess the vibe comes from like a fantasy RPG, and that's the kind of roguelike game that I'm trying to make. And it has a lot of interesting bits, and it's so simple. And so that's giving me a little bit inspired. Let's see. Greg Charles is just asking, do you happen to know about Monte Carlo tree search? I know Monte Carlo simulation. I'm not really specifically familiar with the term Monte Carlo tree search. So Monte Carlo is based on I forgot the term again, but basically this like probability-based state changes, right? And then you use that to simulate the quote-unquote world, and that's how you test a lot of things. Tree search, I don't know. Is that like for finding a very specific answer from the simulation, maybe? Mythical says, hey, Ezra, do you do indie game dev full-time now? I mean, I have been doing that. I've been doing quote-unquote indie game dev full-time for 3 years, but actually, you know what? Hindsight, it really wasn't. I say my full-time job is content creation, right? YouTube and streaming. And then I happen to do game development within it. And this year I'm trying to release a bunch of games, right? That's my goal. Games that actually can sell. So maybe now I'm actually full-time. I don't know. Depending on how you translate that, or how you determine what it means to be full-time. But yeah, nobody's paying me to do anything right now. So I am slowly burning my savings. Let's see. Cyborg says, totally played LOL for a whole, and first-person aspect makes it feel way different than any other MOBA I have played. So much to do, interact with in the game, plus movement feels so crispy. Yeah, I should probably get back into Deadlock. But man, nothing beats that feeling of doing like competitive PvP on New World. Like I just miss it so much. I just wish they took it in an interesting way that feels satisfying for me. Since more people are joining, just a forewarning, I'm a little sniffly, so I have to like keep muting myself to blow my nose. I'm sorry, it'll be better soon. It is annoying to me as much as it is you. Denmal says, I'm not trying to learn the shader language. I'd actually pay someone to do that part, as I gotta stop having my hands in. Yeah, I feel like the shader is one thing that I have absolutely no problem just like asset downloading / like maybe even using AI to do like fundamental, because like systematically speaking, shader scripting is one of those things that doesn't really need much like system engineering. It's just a function, which makes it like kind of perfect candidate for using aids like AI, I feel. Who cares? YouTube says, howdy. Rune Star says, "Hey Ezra, do you know of any games where you make a few selector or selection, combine them into a single more powerful attack with potential synergies?" Let's see. Let me read that again because I have not understood what I just read. Rune Star says, "Do you know of any games where you make a few selection, combine them, make a few selection, and then combine them into a single more powerful attack with potential?" I mean, like, I feel like a lot of the deck builders are like that, right? Essentially. But you're saying single powerful attack as opposed to uh combining series of action? Like it's like a build, 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 and then you do one powerful attack. I don't know. I don't know if I know. Only thing I can think of is like, technically speaking, you know those like flash games back in the day where you slingshot a person or whatever, you know, one of those games where you slingshot a thing and then you're trying to get to further and further, but then all you do is in between you just do different upgrades. Like if you did that with some sort of item combination instead, then it's essentially a single action that is upgraded by build, which I don't know what that means for you. Let's see. Mythical says, I see. I'm an FTE software engineer. I don't know, front end? I guess front end engineer as well. And yeah, the AI models which drop every day is making me doubt my choice sometimes. It's going to be okay. I think it's going to be okay. I mean, I still say you should probably be more focused on working with larger system because that's something that you still need person for sure. Great Chat says, I'm trying to simulate 1,000 different NPCs in parallel. Okay. I made one for the GPU, but I'm getting 10 millisecond total, 9 millisecond on GPU compute, and 1 millisecond PCI Express overhead. Do you happen to know GPUs or can you guide me? You know, I don't think so. I would say my knowledge isn't exactly like up to date and fresh in that space, so I don't really have more information than I think what you have maybe collected. But if you have like more specifically like, hey, I have this problem, I'm trying to ideate how I'm gonna solve this barrier like specifically, then maybe we can talk about it. And there are a bunch of people out here, so. Cybele says, isn't Vampire Survivor like that? Yeah, I guess it is. Runestar, yeah, Vampire Survivor is kind of like upgrade, and then do one thing. But Cedric says, like an electric perforant. You know what? It's usually, so there are things like that, except it's not usually a, like, just focus on that single attack. Like, for example, if you have like a game where it's about building a weapon, then it's all about like piecing together different feature on top of that weapon to make that weapon single shot be more powerful, I guess. I don't know. I think that sounds interesting if you can make it work. Dryer Flyer says Magica. Ooh, never heard of that one. Sounds fun though. Runestar says that's the prototype I'm working on right now. I see. Sounds fun. Jacob says, sounds like a buff system. Yeah, it does sound like a buff system, but if you can make it a main theme of the game, maybe that could be interesting. Rustar also says, I guess you can do that, but my prototype is about clashing one attack with enemy to see who had the stronger synergy. That is a little tricky, by the way. So, by the way, do check out He Is Coming, that game. The interesting about that game right now is that the combat is completely hand-free. You build out all the items, you do all those, and then during the combat, they go in turn based on the stat automatically. So it's all about making your build, and then based on the enemy stat and then your stat, they clash, and then the items just do different things at different time, and then you get to see how that turns out. So it conceptually feels a little similar. Check it out. Demo says, I'm not sure if you use Jolt very much because you stay in 2D, but how do you feel about that being the default physics now, along with all the nice new Godot updates? I think that's a good thing. And so I'm not really familiar with it. I just know that a lot of people had to switch to Jolt physics anyways. So, I mean, it makes sense. The thing is, like, there was still an option before to switch to Jolt, but now it's like official. I think it's going to a right direction with all the integrations, even with DirectX 12. Let's see. Dryflyer, we're talking to Dryflyer about something. I don't know. I didn't see it. I'm going to move on here. Hey, thanks for the sub, Redek. Okay. Sorcerer says, if you want to be on the cutting edge of GPU coding, check out Mojo Language. Target all major GPU chip brands with one Python-like code base. Oh, that's pretty cool. So there it is. Go check out Mojo Lang. But GLSL is standard, so if you're already working on it, it's probably. Cybol says, oh, Magica is a great game. I really enjoy it. Cybol is going both YouTube and Twitch, answering everybody. This is great. Okay. I can lock in now. So what I was doing, I showed it a little bit here, but basically I got it to a point where, for example, like after each turn, well, I mean, I can do these things, obviously, but after each turn, AI decides on the next move based on the configuration, and then it shows up what the next move is by the symbol. I didn't make it so that it does anything. Like the actions don't do anything quite yet, but you know, it's there, so it's rotating. So next thing I wanted to do is have a indicator on the map. So like kind of like Into the Breach, where, for example, if I have this like big attack by this boss character, you know, where, like, what tiles does it actually affect or impact? So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna make it so that if you hover over the character, it shows on the tile some of these things. So I created this tile symbols, the tile markers here. So like I have the damage tile. There's a arrow tile for like being pushed, like a forced movement, and then this for like buff. So those are the three main thing. So I'm trying to get it to show up on the right tile when I hover over the enemy now. So that would be the tile range indicator, I guess. So I'll do that. Hey, Aaron. Or sorry, I just saw 2A and I read it as Aaron. Arnio Matsuri. Hi, Arnio Matsuri. Fabio says, is like Hearthstone Battlegrounds or the Bazaar. I never actually seen Hearthstone Battleground. Never heard of that. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get that going then. All right. So first thing first, I want to make a board map. And this is what shows it. And I made this like placeholder. Okay, I need to actually turn off this music. It's way too distracting. I'm going to go to... I know you don't hear it. I have music in my ear because I have it only enabled for me. And it is very not vibe. Too many lyrics, and they're very loud. I'm going to just search... what is it? Lo-fi girl? Lo-fi music to listen to while developing games type of thing. Oh, I gotta be careful here. Make sure you guys can't hear it. Lo-fi beats to study to, essentially. Okay. Who cares? YouTube says, that's why I listen to piano songs. Yeah, piano songs are good. Sorcerer says, lo-fi girl. Yeah, exactly. Devil says, okay, I gotta get out of here. Good luck, as yeah. Thanks, Animal. See you later. Thanks for the resub. Sorcerer says, also see ASCII fish. Ooh. I just ended up clicking whatever I saw first, and so far vibe's okay. But I'll look at the ASCII fish later, if you can remind me, if I ask again. All right, so I'm going to say set target tile. What I'm trying to do here is that I'm going to indicate the tile index that I'm trying to mark and put a marker type on it. And depending on the marker type, that tile will be highlighted, which also means that I'm going to put a identifier on top of the tile thing. So I could do, maybe I'll do a little node 2D and then have this be the tile marker. And then, you know, there are several ways to do it. I can preload everything. I feel like I could do that. Maybe I'll just do that. Or update the texture of the sprite. So I can either turn on and off the markers with visibility or change the texture, which I guess I should do that. That's probably more efficient way to do this. So I'll do sprite 2D here. I'll call this a tile marker. And then for sample, just so I know, I'm going to put a little damage marker here. And do this as a 3 scale. Do one of these things. I do wonder if I should... We'll see. We'll see if this is too confusing. There's a chance that this feels confusing, especially when we put, like, for example, I wonder if the characters will be on top of it or behind it. Yeah. Do feel like the character needs to be behind the tile marker. That also means maybe I do need to add the characters at a certain Z level. Maybe I just do this ordering differently. I'll do Z index as 1 for the UI elements. So I can see that that's what's going to happen here. Okay. Not terrible. Yeah. Does seem like it's a little bit big. We'll see. Maybe it can be like this. Doesn't look too crazy. Yeah, it's okay. All right. So we're going to have tile marker here. We'll have a preloaded mapping of the texture. It's kind of funny that I don't really need to be talking this loud in general, but that's what we're going to be doing here. So tile markers will basically say, you know what? I'm going to do it here. Func mark set marker. And then we set this as a marker type, which is a global enum. And then I could do match here and load actively, or do preloading marker to texture. I could just call it texture here and do a little bit of mapping here, which is naturally a dictionary of enum to preloaded texture. And then we'll do that. And I'll grab the tile marker like so. I suppose I could just do that for now. I don't know. There could be a problem with that, but we'll see. I should probably get rid of those. Kyle says, hello, Ezra. I hope you're doing well. Good luck on getting this game done. Thanks for the nice welcome on Discord. Name is Kej. Kek. Kek J. But yeah. Runestar says, kids are back from daycare. Have a great stream. Thanks, Runestar. I'll see you around. Cyball, you have a work account. Yeah. Thanks. Appreciate it. We're tripling up on this view counts. Yeah, no problem, Kyle. I like saying personal welcome to everybody who joined our Discord. So somebody's DMing me right now. Who's DMing me? Oh, I got a bot. Wait, somebody's informing me that we have a bot. Hey, what is this? You sure this is a bot? This just seems like they are introducing themselves, except they're using AI to do all this. It could be a bot, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to decide on this. Let me know if anybody's DMing you guys through my channel. Then maybe I could do something about it. Right now, it just seems okay. Who cares? YouTube says seems like AI slop. That, to be honest, I mean, I think my feeling from that person just now that I saw the post from is that they are in the AI space and they just do everything through AI and they like to make things pretty by AI, which looks like AI slop. But I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt that they are real. They're just using tools to format. Brainzap says, DM me your cat pics. Ooh. Sorcerer says, I just like ASCII Fish TV stream of Aquarium, but Lo-Fi Girl is top shellfish. It really is. Who cares? YouTube said, are you sick? A little bit. I don't know why. I mean, I don't really feel, I have a really strong, like, respiratory allergic symptoms. So once I get going, like last night, suddenly I just started sneezing. And that just kind of inflames everything. So then I have like this sniffles and sniffles and coughs, or not cough, but sniffles and sneezes for like a day. And it just never, I guess I should probably take some sort of like allergy medicine, hindsight. But yeah, Ginger Dev says, looks like a bot, smells like a bot, probably is a bot. Okay. How do we confirm that? Should we just mute them? All right, I'm gonna look at it real quick. I'm especially passionate about partnering with startups and forward-thinking teams that want to move beyond AI experiments and shit. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's smelling like potential recruiting grifter, but this is like reading like a resume. I don't know, Div. If you're on the chat, prove yourself. But otherwise, we'll see. I'm gonna leave it up there. I'm gonna leave it up there. Not take any action just yet. Is that too much of a risk? Leginger says, message them. Oh, okay. All right. There you go. How do I do that? Hello, message. All right, I'll try to message them. Getting a report of bot-like post behavior from my viewers about your post recently. Just verifying. All right, we'll see. Suzu says, me when AI. Yeah, exactly. Cyber at Work says, with the internet, I usually move toward guilty until proven otherwise. I mean, that's probably a good idea. I mean, I don't know what kind of damage they can do. That's the real trick here. But we'll see. The none is gonna, I guess it shouldn't have any texture here. Basically, we're gonna have damage, which is gonna be preload of this thing. We'll do a unique ID on that. We'll do buff and then movement. Buff. And then we have push left and push right. And then we'll take a look at these. Whoa. Oh, I misspelled one of them. It's okay. Push left will be this. Push right will be that. And buff will be this. I'm actually leaning towards every action having AoE where friendly fires are on. And enemy healing is on. So if you cast healing on a tile when somebody hops over onto that tile that is not your team, then you get healed. I feel like there's something interesting about that. So we're going to try that. Basically, marker texture is going to be this. I guess I should probably do has. Then we're gonna set the tile marker texture to be marker texture get the marker. Otherwise, it doesn't really matter, I guess. We'll set this visibility to be same as that. If it has the icon, then make it visible. If it doesn't, make it non-visible. By default, it's off. I don't know if the current marker should be also assigned. I think it should be assigned, I think. Current marker, which will be the tile marker here. By default, it is a none. That makes me think that I almost feel like I need to have this react based on this change, but I'll make this private. And I'll say this is that. For now, I think that should be good. Legender says, want to hear some fun news in my little world? Yeah, sure. Why not? Are you, is it about your game? Are you a millionaire now? Did you sell 1 million copies? That would be sick. Cyple says, if it seems iffy, I suspect it is. Yeah. Zuzu says, I'm here, by the way. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what everybody's thought is on that person, but we'll see. We'll see how they respond. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Nightpath says, fleeing project meetings. Confidently, my new manager prefers I spend time doing development instead of meetings. Oh, that's pretty cool. Hey, at least that's that must be a dev turned manager. Hold on, I'm gonna have to mute myself real quick before I sneeze and blow my nose. I'm sorry, everyone. Oh, it feels so gross. Save me, everyone. Kyle says, question. I made a game jam on itch. It is doing pretty well. Should I make a Steam page ASAP or wait to make a more polished version and then make the Steam page? I mean, if you already have visibility on itch, I feel like you should probably leverage people who are leaving comments or like booked, what is it, the starred your page for any updates and start posting, because itch game page has option for like devlogs and updates. So that every time you make like major updates, you keep testing it. And yeah, you should change it to Steam page. That's what my thought. I mean, if you already have a good enough following and people are like, oh, I'm excited about this and it's doing well, then yeah, why not make a Steam page? But I guess my only thing is like, I have a bias towards making Steam page only if you have a lot of like good majority of your visual identity figured out already. So Rubbish says, what are your thoughts on default engine? I am thoughtless because I never heard of it, actually. But let's flip it to the viewers. Out of all the people who are out here, if you're familiar with default, what do you guys think about it? Hey, Eden. Eden says, if it's AI, then it's worse than I thought because it looks exact same introduction as someone who got booted of another server, really? I might have to boot. I mean, okay, here's the thing. Do you see anything about games? It's very generic, right? My DMs are always open. Yeah, I feel like this is a software engineer bait. I'm gonna ban. Also, they didn't do any like role selection. Principal AI scientist. I don't know. It feels a little weird. At least I can mute them. How do I do that? Open in mod view? Is that what I do? Message, kick, ban. What's the difference between kick and ban? Timeout? You know what? I'll do Ben. I'm gonna ban. Suspicious or spam account, I think. There you go. That works. Wait, how come it doesn't remove the... I'll just manually delete this. I know there has to be a better way to do this, but once again, I'm a noob when it comes to this, so there you go. Who says, ask if they are bot. A typical bot message would be, I'm not a bot. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I asked them in DM, so we'll see what they say, but I already banned them, so whatever. Eden says the introduction channel has basically the exact same message, yeah. It's 2-copy message and also has nothing to do with games, or it doesn't really provide any context on that, so not desired. So sorry if I banned you by mistake. It's just how it is. Ginger says, want to hear some fun news in the little world? Tis but not a millionaire. So my game was picked up by Idle. Oh, nice. Idle Cub. Last night video is on about 45k views. Congrats! That's exciting news. Game has gone from 900 wishlist to 2,000 wishlist in 24 hours. My brain can't process it well. You know what you need to do, Legendary Dev? If you want to make that 2,000 wishlist into 10,000 wishlist, or even 100,000, this is what you do, okay? Ready? Unless you already have a YouTube channel. I know you at least stream. You make a video that says, I went from 900 wish list to 2,000 wish lists in 24 hours. or how I went to how I got 2,000 wish lists without doing anything. Now that's a bait. However, you can provide real value by being like, okay, well, I do have a devlog formula that will work. I shared it with some other people. Yeah. See? Hey, look, anybody who wants to make content, come to me. Even though you might be like, hey, your success is not that great. I can tell you some stuff. I gave this formula the other day to somebody that was asking me about it, that was trying to start devlog. And I have a general formula that I tried to follow that works really well. Let's see. It's somewhere in here. I shared it with somebody. Like, it's nothing complicated or crazy. It's bait, thumbnail, and title, obviously. Introduction, confirm, and verify click, meaning, yes, you clicked it right, you heard it right, this is not a mistake. It's not just a clickbait. This is about that. And then you tell a personal story of why it matters, or why it's exciting for you, or why it's exciting for the viewers. It can be both or either. And then you tell a story. And then you start describing what actually happened. And that's it. I mean, that's exactly what it is. You tell a story of why it's important to me or you, and then you tell a story of what happened, and then you conclude it by being like, okay, well, this is how this matters for you now. And that's the formula, if that makes sense. Nipa says, kick, they can rejoin the server. It's line of warning, I see. Well, I banned already. Cedric says, that will work, lol. Yeah, it would. See, the titles are almost everything. But if you don't verify, like if you keep baiting without actually delivering on the promise of the bait, then people start recognizing you and stop clicking. So you actually need to bait in ways that you can fulfill the promise. Rubbish Ambush says, default is a 3D engine that uses Lua, but has been used for 2D games as well. I was just curious if you knew anything about it. Yeah, sorry, I don't know anything about it. This does sound familiar. I feel like somebody asked last time too. Oh, now that you mention it, people really love Lua. I feel like some people. I've never used it, so I don't know. I wish I had more to say about it, but alas, I'm stuck with Godot at the moment. Yeah, I like it. Mythical says yes. That seems like it would work. Cedric says true. Yeah, exactly. Legendary Dev, you're doing it right now, and don't even get like too complicated. You just make it. You just talk at the camera, and you can post at it. Unless you're not really good at just live talking, then yeah, write your script. And then you get it to a higher level. It's actually a 2-video project, Legendary Dev, by the way. If you're actually doing this to push your game even further, have the 2 video in line. So one is for the devs, right? Targeting being like, hey, how I did nothing and got 2,000 wish lists. And then the next video is about devlog about the game itself, right? It's like, okay, talking directly to people who love this. It's like, this idle game worships you, right? That could be the title. That's basically what it is. This idle game worships you, or you are going to worship this idle game or whatever, or this clicker, and then talk about it. Anyways, I'll get there eventually. Sorry, it gets me excited. I mean, content making is fun, so I actually enjoy it. Okay, so I got the set marker thing working here. I'm going to come over here and grab the tile index, which I don't remember exactly. Do I have a get tile? Center position, selection range. Update player, update enemy. I might have to make a get tile function. Yeah, I do. Okay. Well, func get tile index is going to be providing the board tile, I guess. Board tile. Okay, how does this work? Characters are within this. I'm looking for board tile. Wait, how am I doing this? Set enable tile selection, center position is this. Oh, right. Tile itself has a tile position information. Okay. So I could just do that. A little bit rudimentary, but it'll work. Return and child tile position equals tile index. Then we're going to return the child here. Otherwise, we're going to return a null here. So we'll say, hey, get the tile at the tile index var tile. And if tile, we're not going to do anything here. If it is null, otherwise we're going to set marker to be the marker here. Okay, so we got the set target tile here. Then I want to activate this when I'm hovering over the enemy. So when enemy character on the board map is hovering, so we're going to grab the hover signal picked, and we're going to have signal hover. And then, or hover started, signal hover. Oh, hover entered and exited, I guess. Hover entered, hover exited. I keep saying hover. I feel like hover sounds wrong. Hover Hover. It's one of those moments where like I say the word over and over again so much that it feels weird. I don't know. Yeah, I'm psyching myself out, I feel. Okay. Also, I'm a little bit woozy at the moment. With all these like sneezing and allergic reaction, I feel like I have a film of haze over my eyes. I definitely feel a little bit swollen. And I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm just chatting. Chatting over here. Okay. Let's see. We do that. And board map will have enemy selected that's emitted over here. We're probably going to connect. Yes, here it is. New body. Hover entered will get connected to on hover. Enemy character body hover. Bind the body itself as source of truth. Hover exited, and then on character body hover unhover bind the body itself here as well. The new functions, enemy character, do something here, and then we're going to hover exit, do something there. Leon Rush says, what kind of game are you making? I'm making right now I'm calling it RPG combat. Well, you know what? How about this? I guess a roguelike. Roguelike strategy game. Roguelike RPG based strategy game. Roguelike RPG inspired strategy game. How about that? Roguelike RPG inspired strategy game. I'll go with that one. That one I think has a pretty good description of what it is. The mock-up looks great. Right now it doesn't look great. I'll update the graphics in a bit, but basically you have this element of like little side-based tiles, so the positioning matters, and then like there's like a predictive actions that happens over and over again. There's some actions that you can do as a player. And then the whole point is that through the roguelike map progression, like the graph selection is and all that, you get to come up with a build, kind of like deck builders. And then it's the satisfaction of uncovering new areas within the roguelike space and uncovering new items and combos and builds. And of course, since it's RPG, you can't avoid having like item sets. Oh, that's always really fun to find out. When you're doing like Enter the Gungeon and then like you find out certain gears when you put them together, they do special thing. That's always fun. Mythical says, have you done all the art yourself? Yeah, I usually do all the art myself. So initially, I didn't want to worry about beautifying it. So I just did these like stick figures and all that. But then I was like, you know what? I kind of want to like update it. So I was like, I wonder what it looks like if I do like similar to Parallax looking thing. So I made this tree really quickly. It could look better. It looks a little awkward, but it's okay. Like it's not supposed to be the center of attention. So I did that. And I made this ground tile just quickly to be like, I wonder what that will look like. So I did that. But, you know, obviously the whole thing needs to be better drawn. Debbie says, I'm so mad at Twitch. Tells me 51 minutes after you started. WTF. Oh, I'm sorry. And of course, Le Ginger Dev has claimed the first spot. Where is it? Right there. You see the dice with the little #1 button? Yeah, that's Ginger Dev. You know, speaking of hidden, I feel like we need to have one like hidden berry that's not listed on the thing, where everybody has 1% chance of getting. I wonder what berry that would be. Anyways, hi Devi. Unhinged Gecko says, crazy, I have no idea the game you are making sounded so neat. Oh, does it? Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. Well, the game itself, I tried to talk about it on my weekly update. Oh, by the way, I haven't done my weekly update. The one-on-one video that I released, by the way, that was a super fun chat I had with Thomas, aka Washnader. But that is not my weekly update. I'm supposed to do weekly update separately. I haven't even recorded it, so we'll see. Hopefully, I'll make some progress today. I have something to talk about, and I'll be able to release the weekly update tomorrow. Oh, man, it's like definitely a second job, but it's okay. This is for the group. This is for us all together, so we'll be fine. But yeah, to say that again, Mythical, yes, I did the art myself. All right, so on character body hover, I just need to trigger the tiles. So I just gotta get the board. Wait, is this the board itself? Enemy bodies here. Tile. I gotta get the tile, which I already did. And then to set the target tile. So what we're gonna do here, on character hover, we look at the body, and we grab the enemy identifier, I believe, right? Because this in itself doesn't have any information about the enemy action. I got to take a look at the action itself. I don't think the action item, yeah, this one just knows what is being defined. So I'm going to have to go to a controller here, because controller is my access layer, essentially. By the way, I'm speaking out loud not to instruct anyone. I'm speaking out loud to keep myself in check. I'm teaching myself, essentially. I'm rubber ducking. You guys are my rubber ducks. Controller. Oh, I don't have instance of combat controller available here. That might be a problem. Let me think. Okay. I'm going to have to put the action information inside of the action intent here. Instead of just interpreting, I need this to also hold information on it, it seems. Oh my gosh. Thanks, Devi. Scared me for a little bit, though. Thanks for the gifted sub to Liginger Dev. Devi has given 28 gift sub already this channel. Devi is the proverbial backbone of the stream at this point. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for giving out gift a sub. Debbie says, oh, Leon got his computer back. They sent a new one with better stuff because they didn't have a lot of his previous things. Can't complain. Oh, that's good. Hey, good deal. Ayo. That means now you can officially get started on your game with your Berry Knights. And of course, my one-on-ones are open for you as you are already taking the course. Nightbet says, regarding passing around action information, maybe make a custom resource. I do have a custom resource. So if I have to put it briefly, I have a custom resource that is the action. Okay, it might not be in here. I do have a custom resource that, okay, so, well, it's a little bit different. So there's a enemy information, and that is somewhere else. And anytime I do some sort of display, I basically extract and convert out all the information that is required for displaying, and then basically put it onto the display version of the node. The hope there was that I will not be tempted to mutate any of those values, because mutating those values are just for the visuals, not for the actual source of truth. So I'm trying my best not to take the source resource and copy and paste over to the what do you call the visual components. And so I'm having to sometimes extract and decide what part of the actions needs to be, or how much of the action information needs to be on the display side. Well, this one is already taking the intent of the action, and right now I did it so that like you get this information where each of the values of this parameters are defined. I think I just need to take other information in addition. And I'm trying my best not to just drop the resource itself. Devi's asking, or Devi says, my goal is 3 more to stream, figure 5 a stream. I went over last time. You definitely did went over last time more than 5. Devi's asking, who needs subs? Hey, Devi's giving out gift a sub. So if you want gift a sub, raise your hand. Devi will give it out. A kind donation from Devi. Sorry for the sniffles. Unhinged says, when I code, I talk out loud as well, keeps all my code in line and helps with the problem solving process. Yeah, I'm so used to it. I'm so used to just thinking, being like, what am I doing here? And then just, some people find it really weird. Hey, Mr. Red. Mr. Red says, when I code, I usually curse against God. Do not help the code in any way. Does it not? I don't know. You never tried not saying those things, so who knows? Maybe it is helping. Nightbeth says, my gift is sub from Devi from last time is still fresh. Nice, nice. Nice. Mr. Red says, hi, man. Hey. All right. What I do need, I think, since the action type is... Well, let's see. So dice value is already given. I guess what I actually need instead of the dice might be, let's see, enemy info. I might have to like change this. Move sequence will have a single AI component, and then it has all this information. Hit type, hit range. I mean, it's so tempting to just take the AI move component. I just need to make it, I just need to decide that it's not mutable. Any of the components are not mutable. All right, you know what? I'm going to do that. Move component. Hopefully, I listen to my own rules. If we do that, we don't actually need any of this, but it's okay. Value. The component will be the value itself here. And then the update will happen separately. I mean, this is kind of the part that I'm getting a little bit lazy and sloppy with this, but I think it's okay. Board map here. When the, let's see, ready here, update enemy. We got the update enemy information comes down here. What about intent? Enemy body gets updated. Enemy gets added. Enemy bodies here. Ah, we update with the info. Okay, so it's over here. And then over here, we come down. We update the health. Let's see. What about intent? When am I updating the intent? This is the question here. We're accessing it. We're doing it during the controller phase. When we're assigning. Aha! Okay, this is great, actually. So we're assigning intent during the controller phase, which means the source of truth is coming from where the control is happening. So, I mean, I guess this is not too bad. Let me think. It already has applied effect. I'm almost tempted to actually do this the right way now. Not me complaining that I'm about to do things the right way. Or we got the action icon here. The action icon itself. I'm thinking. I guess I could signal up instead of holding the information. Okay, here's it. I got a new idea. Instead of trying to transfer the information down all the way up, I'm going to signal up to a point where the information is available. So on board map, my struggle was that when I hovered over the character body, I couldn't set, I didn't have enough information to set. So what I'm going to do here instead is do this instead. So we're not going to do anything on unhover right now, or maybe I should. And then we're going to emit this. So we're signaling up. We're cascading the signal, which technically could be a bad exercise. But I think it's okay. That means the board map, because the board map already has the function, whoever is calling this could control this. And that is under board state, I believe. And this one, let me think. We got the driver. We got the board state here. And board state has player info, enemy info. Oh, I guess not. It's under board display, actually. Combat driver. Information about the driver here. Action helper. Okay, so this one signals up here. So I'm going to connect this. I might programmatically connect this. So we're going to, instead of combat driver listening, we're going to be listening to the map itself. So we got the map signaling, asking for the enemy hover entered. On enemy enter. And then we're going to do enemy hover exited here. Create these two functions as well. I might have to signal up one more time. I mean, it feels messy, but at the end of the day, I feel like it's cleaner. Because at each level of signaling up, I'm giving each system an opportunity to respond if it has a reason to. And then once it signals up all the way up, whoever has the overall view of the system can call appropriate things. Mile says, I would love a sub. Ooh, Mile wants a sub, Devi. Let's see. Devi says, it started snowing outside again. Oh, no. Cold again. Here, I'm going to mute myself so I can blow my nose. It's getting pretty bad. You know that feeling where you've been sniffling and sneezing so much that like you feel like your eyes been crying? Like it feels a little swollen. Mr. Rez says, the applied effect is to override. I'm looking to a solid system to override effect in my card game as, quote, when is destroyed instead of go back in hand. I don't get. The applied effect is to override. Oh, you mean for my system? Like my what do you call my data? Applied effect, the intention was that a single action might have a range indicator and all these things, but then like the effect of like dealing damage, applying poison, or like healing. You could have combination of things that could happen. So that's what I did. I do feel like it has a hole. I do feel like I need to probably change it to be like an action factory as opposed to trying to program a enemy's action through just configuration only. I almost feel like I need to like make a factory to attach things programmatically instead of trying to do it configurally. So I don't know. I'm kind of caught in between with that. Zeus says, "Oh, by the way, I started a new job and I really dislike it." Oh, I didn't know you were looking at a new job. Well, congrats on Switch, but I'm sorry that you don't like it. Zeus says, "Do I wait it out a bit or should I start looking for something else ASAP?" Well, I mean, I do think that you should probably start looking. However, I don't know how it is over there, but in America, people might ask me like, "Okay, I noticed that you've only worked here for a little this much. Why did you decide to switch?" I might even say, don't put the most recent job in your resume and not talk about it, I guess. Um, yeah, it is free. Mr. Rest says, just be careful. Some companies do not see well if you change too much jobs. Yeah, I might just exclude it. That's what I was just talking about. Mr. Rest says, like, if you change 4 or 5 jobs in 2 years, yeah, that's a lot. Chocolate says, true, you can always claim it's a contract job. I think that's technically true. That is technically true. Also, as I said, just don't include it. If it is short enough, then it's like, oh, like, it's as if I didn't work and it doesn't hurt you to say you haven't worked for like a year or two because you are working on your personal project. Unless when they do background check, they're like, ooh, I see that. Why did you lie about that? That could be weird. Anyways, okay. So on the board display, we see that the hover has been requested. Let's see. On display itself, it has a driver as part of the information. Driver has a state as part of the connection. Let's see. I made a connection before. Some of the display information. So display is UI. So like the UI request comes from the board itself. And sometimes I said, well, if I click on the action helper will respond. I do think that this connection makes sense right here, right? So board display requests something to the controller, which means by usage, I've already approved the use of controller within the board display. So I got to make sure I include that. It feels like it doesn't exist here. So I'm going to say combat controller here. And define that combat controller in here and in the display. Basically, when the hover happens, I have a choice to display information or not. I'm going to. So for now, I would say grab the board state, get enemy info specific to the ID. I guess I should make one. Func get enemy info by ID. I should probably do that. Just gonna go through. I'm not gonna do any indexing just now because I don't really care about it. If info instance ID equals enemy ID, return. Otherwise, null. So we're gonna just grab combat controller, get enemy. Okay. Board state. Get enemy info by ID. So we have an enemy info here. If it's null, then we're going to not do anything here. If it's not null, we're hovering, so we're going to grab all the action information. Great Child says, I got it down to 4.9 millisecond. Wow, very impressive. 4.9 millisecond per operation or for the whole thing? I mean, that's good enough. Anything under sub 10 millisecond, I feel like it's really good. Congrats. Leon says, yeah, don't put the last job. I agree. Hey, Devi. Devi's back. Mile was asking for a sub. Just FYI. Hey, is that Leon on YouTube? Your Leon or different Leon? Hey, yo. Wow, Devi coming through with the promise. Thanks for that gift to sub. Eden is laughing. All right. So we got the info. I said from the info, we're going to grab the current action. I don't remember if I actually created a get current action thing. I almost feel like I should. Enemy info. Given the enemy info, I want to get the current action. Which I almost feel like should be a resource logic because it's an accessor logic. So that's pretty easy. We'll say get current move, which will be just AI move component. And that's as simple as move sequence get current move index. Hey, thanks for the another gifted to Eden. Wow, Eden, you got your gifted sub. Thanks for the sub today, Devi. Appreciate it. Leon says, no, I'm not on YouTube yet. What? I just started studying Godot and I want to make games. I see. Great Child says 4.9 millisecond on 1,000 NPCs, 50 iterations, which means 50,000 simulation total per frame. Wow. I mean, that is really impressive. Really fast. Hey, thanks for the raid. Eris Esra, welcome Raiders. Sorry I'm a little gross right now. I got the sniffles. I'm not sick. I think I'm definitely allergic to something. But yeah, I remember being rated by you. Welcome. PD says super fast. Super fast what? Welcome Raiders. Eris says, hi, what are you working on? We're working on our little game. You know what? I'm going to do a whole spiel, okay? Because this is our first raid of the day. And pardon me with my sneezes and all that throughout. I started a video series on YouTube for our game developers. By the way, we are game devs, and I work on Godot mostly. Basically, I clocked that us game devs, indie devs, what we're actually looking for is not another tutorial, it's just accountability. We want to finish our game. We need motivation. We need guidance. We need a community. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a quick weekly update on the game that I'm going to finish this year. If you want to join, partake in this experiment with me, join our Discord, and we're all going to do a weekly update together where I do it video form and then you guys do it on our little channel, which has been amazing to see. A lot of people are updating every week, almost every day nowadays, where we just basically commit to what we have done this week. We share what we have done so far, and then we, talk about what we're going to do next, and then just kind of having fun sharing that way. So we have been working on it. So I'm working on the game that I'm going to make as part of that update. And this is what did I call it? I call it the roguelike RPG inspired strategy game. The closest thing that I saw recently, oh my gosh, I'm about to sneeze. The closest game I saw that fits this theme is a game called He Is Coming, which I've been into pretty recently, and I really like it. It's really fun. Where you go through basically randomly generated world to collect items, and then you do a simple combat to prove your item combo, discovering new areas, new items, new item sets, kind of like Slay the Spire uh, plus Baldur's Gate 3 is what I'm going for. So right now, I'm just basically following through my tickets that I've created to add one feature at a time. So that's where we're at. Chuckle says, "Your group, bro." Huh? Good for what? Hey, thanks for the bits. Leon says, "I just searched Sun and Go." Yeah, no, I already read that. Okay, let's see what the Raiders are saying. PD says, "Hello, Conrad." Hey, Conrad. I saw you earlier. Actually, I saw your stream. I was lurking in your stream. Unless you're not that person. I'm pretty sure you are. You were working on your pixel art. That was yesterday, I think. Eric says, "I just got over a horrible cold." Oh, no. I hope I'm not actually sick. It just started last night randomly. I was like, why am I sneezing? I think it's just an allergy. But once I get there, like I get all inflamed and it just keeps going. Conrad says, "Kenny, 1-bit peck style." Yeah, exactly. Lovely, lovely. So yeah, we're making some progress here. Thanks for the raid. We're trying to lock in. I know I'm probably notorious for just like reading chats and like answering all the time, but I'm a little bit slower right now. Well, mainly because my eyes feel puffy and I can't really focus. And also, I really need to lock in so I can have a update for tomorrow. Conrad says, "Ah, nice. Yes, I was drawing some art for my game." Yeah. It was fun. I like your pixel art. I was watching you a little bit and then I had to go. The project is going well. We're making good progress, I think. It's funny because like every time I cut a ticket and I solve one, it goes back to like it's constantly at 20. Because every time I finish it, I look at the next item. Next item makes me cut more ticket because it's like it's a big item, so then it breaks down. So until I don't know when this is going to actually reduce, but it's been floating between 18 to 20 for like 2 weeks now. But we'll see. We'll see. It's coming through. Conrad says, "Thanks, I appreciate it. 20 is a good number." Devi says, "Brain Zap, that's like impossible for us." Brain Zap says, "Chat, stop distracting." Yeah, no, it's impossible. It's okay. A little bit of distraction is good for the soul, I think. We're soulful here. Conrad says, "As long as it's below 50, it makes sense." Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, we're going to have a group chat. All of us together would be like, "Hey, come on, guys. Azur's got tickets open. How are we going to reduce this tech debt?" A different type of conversation here. Anyways, okay, we're going to get current moveset. We're going to grab this. Obviously, if it doesn't exist, it's going to break, but I don't really care. I'm not going to worry about that right now. My care is minimized. So we're going to say get current move, which is going to give us the action. Since we're hovering, we're going to grab our board map. It's somewhere in here. Oh, wait. Isn't that on ready? Oh, it's right here. Okay, cool. We're going to grab the board map. And we're going to get something. We're going to set something here. What can board map do? Set target tile. That's what we're doing. Set target tile. We're going to say the index. Okay, so this is the hard part. So the target tile we need to mark are the targets within the range of enemies' move. So we're going to grab the move. And the move is going to have a hit range. All right, this is a little tricky. So hit range makes it so that that's what determines the range of attack. I'm making it so that it's always target around it. Oh, okay. So I do need to set the target index. So I think the move actually need a current target tile index as part of the thing. When the AI resolves the AI action or computes the AI action, when we are queuing the next action, this is where we're going to decide what the target is. So I'm going to add that here. You know what? I'm going to do one thing first. I'm going to make it so that the display happens around the range first, and then I'm going to change that to the actual target area. So let's do that simply by resolve compute here on queue next action for each of the enemy. We're just going to simply set the next section is, oh my gosh. Current move index, next section is this. We're going to set the next section's current target tile index to be equivalent to its range. For now, I'm not going to really worry about anything else. So this one is to do here. Change our range selection logic, which reminds me, I guess that means I need to create a new issue here. Mr. Red says, what kind of AI did you make for this game? This is just a simple sequential AI, non-determinist, or it doesn't decide. It's like set, move set, where it rotates through. Because I want this game to be more like predictable strategy game where everything is perfect information. And the player's strategy is around knowing what's going to happen or learning what's going to happen and then strategizing around that. Kind of similar to Slay the Spire. That makes the AI selection pretty easy because it's just rotating through different actions. So this one is range selection for action types. Damage should target range where player or damage target, damage type, target player within range if no valid target exists within range, select random tile or closest tile, random or closest tile to the target within range to the valid target within range. Buff type, target, ally, enemy in this case, within range. I'll do this one here. This is enemy AI plus prototype MVP. It's not good. I don't feel well. I don't feel well at all. We'll see how long I can go. But we'll see. It'll be okay. Flare the Bird says, streamer sent my summoning phrase. Hello. Hello. What was the summoning phrase? Gee, hold on. I missed some, huh? Whew. Nightbed says, regarding allergies, I'm allergic to my cat. If I touch her wrong, my next 24 hours is a bust. I take a Benadryl. I really should take some Benadryl. I mean, I have allergy medicine. It's just that I thought it was going to be better by morning, but alas, I made a mistake. Sometimes I get allergic reaction from like cooking spices. Like if it gets a little too smoky. Mr. Rest says, buy the Vicks spray for nose. I don't like spraying in my nose for some reason. That's one thing that I don't like to do. Cooley says, man, I felt that I used to be allergic to cats. I got 2 kittens recently and have zero reaction to them. Yeah, I really don't have reaction to my cats, but sometimes I do. It depends on where they've been, I think. Eden says, also the interview 101 session was quite inspiring, seeing you encourage the other person to pursue their dream projects instead of going back to the thing they've been doing. Yeah. Oh, that was fun. That was fun. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, because like Washnader was like, yeah, I don't know how to decide. I haven't finished. So like they were defaulting and being timid and wanting to go back to the project that they know is going to be good or whatever, but then it's not particularly inspired by it. So it's like, well, let's talk about this. So do take a look. Watch that video. I think it's a good conversation that anybody and everybody could benefit from, or at least it's entertaining. Nightbest says, oh, that's the best. I hope it stays. I spent 1 hour with Russian Blue years ago and remember how amazed I was at not reacting at all. Oh. Nightbest says, I think importantly, the conversation was about focusing the vision, which I don't think happens with a lot of dream game conversations. Yeah, I mean, if you don't do that, you can't make a dream into a reality, I feel. And sometimes it's like, yeah, that's what I meant by like, if you have great ideas that keeps like expanding your idea, I do think that it's beneficial to jot it down and having the discipline and commitment to not bring it back in until you need to. Let's see. Debbie says hello. Flair says Slay the Spire. Oh, I see. Yeah, Slay the Spire is one of my favorite games. I also got recently inspired because, you know, I have a friend that I play a lot of board game with every now and then, like all day. So he got his Slay the Spire board game as Christmas gift from his family. So he's been playing. So I got invited to play, and I was like, oh, this is great. Because like, thing about video game turned board game is that a lot of the mechanics, they have to interpret it in a very deterministic way instead of like random way, or not even random, but like a lot of the AI logic needs to be like distilled down into something that is more manageable for the board game. And they are basically really predictable and it works. And that's the same kind of like strategy I want to show within the game, or my game at least. Cooley says, it's been weeks and still no issues, so I'm hopeful. Thank you. Oddly enough, they're regular tabbies. One is orange and kind of shaggy, so I don't know why I'm not allergic. It really is. I think it really depends on their dander and their skin condition. Mr. Rest says the new Slay the Spire will be on Godot. They said, yeah, that's what they said. I'm actually looking forward to it. I think it's supposed to come out this year, right? Miles says, did you ever get a chance to check out Any Type? I use it for my personal projects as it's quite close to Confluence that I use for my day job. No, I haven't. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I do have a trigger of in terms of like what gets me to look at new tools right now, because what I picked up, I mean, it took me a while to pick up Obsidian, right? Like after everybody talked about it, I finally picked it up. So like until I feel something like pushing me towards a new solution, I mean, I like the look of it though. It's kind of cool. I don't know. Maybe it is good. I like the vibe of it. It looks kind of cute. Maybe. I haven't checked it out yet. I'll keep the tab open here in the background. Thanks for sharing again. I remember you talking to me about that, or somebody telling me about it. I haven't looked too deeply into it. Okay, this one is issue number. What is this connected to? Issue number 38. Who does this in their own project? I feel like I'm back in my corporate job. Mr. Red says, yeah, a few months from now on. Oh, okay. Wait, Mr. Red, you're not Code Red, are you? I know I also have Code Red that follows me here. I because I'm only asking because coincidentally I noticed their game popped up on my Steam page. I was like, oh yeah, I remember this. Seeing it on TikTok or not TikTok, X. Now they call it. Cooley says, yeah, even their mom was easy on me. She is feral too. Oh, interesting. We got some cat talk here. Nightbeth says, on allergies. I was desperate enough some days to eat raw garlic to force my sinuses to clear for any kind of relief. That's what it took for my spouse to talk me into neti pot. I'm impressed that it doesn't feel like drowning. Yeah. Mr. S says, nope. Yeah, no, it's okay. I do like a hot shower when I'm feeling this way, and it does relieve me a little bit. But I think there's part of like it's still in the air, or like it's in my clothes or something. Debbie says, not the raw garlic. Oh my gosh. Hey, the desperation. It happens. Anyways, okay, so over here, we got the move. We're going to grab the current target tile index as our target. We want to do it within the range, I think, or less hit radius, I guess. A move, I have a hit range. Basically, we're going to go from I in range of starting from moves current index minus, you know what? I'm going to have to do some math here. So var min tile index equals to tile size minus all that stuff. You know what? I'm just going to have it skip if it doesn't work. So I'm going to do this way. Current target index minus the move's hit range divided by 2, right? Because this is a center and this is the leftmost range. And then we're going to go all the way to, I guess this might be a better math here. Hit range min tile, which will be int. Such a great variable name. I know. Right here like that. And then hit range max tile index will just simply be this plus the hit range. And then we're going to go hit these 2 radiuses. Now, of course, I have an opportunity to be like, oh, maximum or minimum between this and the lowest bound tile of the board, right? Which I can get. We already have a board size as part of it, so I do think that there should be a getter or pre-calculated method that says lower bound func get tile lower bound or map index lower bound, which will be int. I almost yeah, seems a little tedious, but board size, we're saying the center is let's see, it's somewhere in here. We're calling the indices by their position. Tile position is I minus board size. So this is a lower bound right here. It's going to suck. Where I ends up being, yeah, so this is the lower bound. Boom, right? Is it yelling at me right now? Because integer division, so it's saying that it's going to drop precision, which is okay. That's intentional. We're going to ignore this. All right, so go back to the driver. We're going back to the display. So over here, I can select the minimum between the board maps lower bound, get lower index lower bound, and this calculation, which is moves current, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you know what? I really should. Okay, I'm going to change this. I'm going to do this here like that because I still need that range calculation from this. I think this should be hit by a lower bound here. Minimum of... I guess this is cleaner. I'm trying not to have too many stacking conditions in mathematics. So if I say, hey, if the I is less than the lower bound index, then we're going to continue. Also, if the I is greater than the upper bound, which is basically board map, board size, right? So board size if it's 6, lower bound plus the board size minus 1. So it's going to be like that. It's going to break. Mythical says, hey, Ezra, how much graphic programming would I need to make my own shaders? You definitely want to look into SDL. Signed distance function. Or SDF, is it? SDF. Whoa, that's not what I was. Assigned distance field for graphic programming. I mean, that's the fundamental of shader function. I actually wanted to make a video on this, but I found a really cool, really helpful tool or site. Indigo Quest. Yeah. It's over here. And there's like a math, like a collection of fundamental graphics and how you would combine them. Shader toy is a good thing. That's where you would start. And then at least learn how to draw basic shapes that you want with certain colors. Then everything starts to make sense. Still, even if you know, inventing a way to make a shape that you want does take a while. So the question was, how much graphics programming would I need? I would say basically just understand the concept of SDF. All the basic shapes of SDF and how they combine, how you would combine those things in order to make a shape. That's where I would start. And once you know that, then you can start copying and pasting shader codes. That allows you to be able to edit copied code. Because says, uh-oh, are we locked in? We're trying. Miles says, leave Jira ticket numbers in my comments all the time. Yeah. I mean, that's the only way to remind yourself when you're just kind of being loose. Nightbest says, I was not in my right mind. I think garlic is anti-inflammatory and spices can clear out the nose sometimes. Yeah. Antihistamine. Mythical says, okay, thanks. Yeah, no problem. Mr. Rest says, on your Discord, I'm Frederico. I put a video of my games a few days ago. Oh, I see. Okay, I remember. Well, thanks for sharing all those things. It's always good to see community be thriving, which we are. Yeah, allergy is awful, honestly. The pollen allergy when I was back in Georgia was awful. Devi says, I stand as local raw honey does wonders. I've heard about that. I don't know if I've actually felt the relief from it before. It's like, I don't know. It feels still awful. Still feels pretty awful, but maybe there's something to be said. Weird. This is a weird. Huh. Okay. Well. Let's see. The marker. Do I have to? Okay. It seems like. Hold on. I gotta make sure these enum values are used in appropriate places. Okay, so here's a mapping for the texture. And then this one just is a set targets. Okay, so somebody needs to decide this is what the tile is. I'm doing that within the display logic. I gotta decide on the marker. Marker type should be based on the moves action type, I think. But I feel like I already did that mapping somewhere. I don't remember where, but we got action type here. How I feel like. Well, I'll search it. We got the global enum called action type here. I suppose there's no mapping here, so I'll determine that logic over here. So we'll match the action type for now. And then global enum action type, I'm going to have something for each one of them. And technically, I guess I could have a function that says, okay, well, this function's job is to convert the action type or action to appropriate marker. That we'll see. Marker, do that. Well, by default, I'll just set this as none here. None. Let's see. Nepa says, like Ezra said, it's not as strong as medicine, but I find it helps take the edge off so that medicine has lesser symptoms to mitigate. My ADHD says I don't get to take medicine at any kind of regular intervals. Yeah. Antihistamine in the morning. That's probably the best. But sometimes it's like, is this an allergy? And then, like, if I'm anticipating that I'm going to, like, for example, if it's like flu, more than allergy, then I'm like anticipating like headache and stuff like that. So then I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to hit my liver or hit my stomach with this type of medicine. Then I'm not going to take this other medicine just in case I'm going to use that other medicine in the future. So like sometimes I wait it out. A lot of times that waiting out does, work against me because like, oh man, I could have taken blah, blah, blah. But, I'm going to do debuff as nothing, strategize as nothing, escape as nothing, projectile. I'm not going to have anything for that either. Seems like the push needs to be, I don't know. There's definitely more work that needs to be done here, but I think I'm going to bring that up one at a time. So we got this, we got the on hover, we're doing all this and setting the target tile. Bad. We're probably going to also have a clear target tiles, I think. At this, we're going to go funk. Clear target tile. Which will probably just getting rid of all the markers. Where for 4 tiles. We're going to set the marker as none for all these. Set marker to be global enum. Tile marker none. Hopefully this is not too complicated. So on a fresh hover, I do want to clear target for the board map. And on exit as well, I want to try to clear it. Shall we try? Shall we try and see if it does what I think it should do? We'll see. I don't have a good hope of it. Okay, well, not all code pattern returns of it. Oh yeah, I didn't even return this. There you go. We'll see. We'll see. Wow, a lot of faith in my own programming here. Okay, it's not working. Great. It's more than I can ask for. At least it didn't break. I have a feeling some of the signals weren't connected here. Hover enter. Okay, driver, board display. Let's see if it even hits this. Oh my gosh. It's hard to breathe. Oh, it's not. It seems like I didn't really connect it. Emits, but it doesn't do anything right now. Ah, stop it. Okay. So hover entered emits. And I made it so that the display or the map itself takes this. We're updating the enemy. We connect these things and we bind the body. These don't have anything. Depict has things. And then it should be this. Seems like it doesn't even come down here. Isto Inc says, ooh, that mic looks cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's Beacon mic. Okay, it does come all the way down here. And it's submitting a body. Ah, I see. That's an ID, not a body. I'm sending a wrong thing. Enemy ID. That would do it. Okay. It's okay. I mean, it's a good quality. I enjoy it. Okay, it does run, but it doesn't work properly. So clear the target. We're grabbing the info. Info is something. We come down here, grab current move, which does some stuff. Yes. It's a melee attack. It's range of 1 and hit range of 0. Currently, the target index is 0 index. Okay. Oh, I guess hit range being 0 doesn't interpret well. We'll see. I have a feeling that's what the issue is. Oh, wait. Is range inclusive or exclusive? Oh, it's an and, not a... Okay. Starts to run B, increased by steps 1 and stops before N. Okay. I think that's okay. So it goes from 0 to 0. Because hit range is... Okay, so I gotta give one more, I think. It's off one error, as they call it. Still. All right. Over here, 1 and 0. I comes out here. Skip, skip. Okay, marker type is 0, which is none. Our moves action type is melee attack. Come down here. It's going to say marker is going to be a damage marker. And then we're going to set the target tile. Target being I as a melee attack. We're going to step into that. We're going to grab the tile number 0. Whatever. Come over here. Set target marker. Marker is melee. Wait, hold on. Marker is 1, which is damage, I think. Yeah, non-event damage. So it's going to pass. Oh, whoops. Flipped it. Boolean value issue happens. All right, let's see. I feel like it almost was there and then it turned it off. Oop. Uh-huh. Damage type. We're going to set the I to that. You grab the visibility. If it contains it as true. If it doesn't have it, we're going to use... Oh, wait. No, that's wrong, Sue. What am I doing here? Okay, let me just make sure here everything is correct. So I'm going to come over here. Boom. Tile marker is non-visible. It comes in here. Marker 0 doesn't. Yeah, of course. Marker 0 doesn't work. Resume. Resume. Marker 1, which is a damage marker, exists, so it came here. It's going to grab the texture, and tile marker texture will equal to that. Yep, it's got assigned properly. It will be visible. Update the marker to be the current marker. Resume. Let me see. I have to look at the remote here. Tester, driver, map, board map. And we're looking at the tiles here. For 0 index, I think this is the 0 index. None of them is visible right now. Okay, this one became visible. Resume. Okay, hold on. I'm going to look at this value right quick. Oh, it turns off again. I wonder what's turning off. Quilly says, man, Godot needs a better way to work with area 3Ds. It's so annoying trying to grab or even see them when you have multiple. Oh, you know, luckily I haven't had to go through that trouble yet. It's in my future though. It'll be something. Okay, so what I'm noticing is that the visible flips on, but it flips off immediately. I'm just wondering what's flipping it off immediately. I hover and something is clearing it out immediately. Wait, why did this trigger? Oh, what? Hold on. Oh, I connected the wrong signal. Okay, well, that's a simple fix. Yeah, there you go. Silly me. Okay, now that should work. I was like, why isn't it working? Okay. Okay, that's cool. This looks like a mistake, but it isn't. Because this one right now is set to 0 index. So it's showing, when I hover over, it shows up, it shows where the damage will be. It doesn't do anything right now, but another thing I can do for testing, I can use the boss instead. No range here, and turn. There you go. There's a range shot. Okay. I definitely configured something wrong because this was supposed to be this way. Let me take a look. Raid boss. That was the third move. Range is 1. So, oh, it needs to be current tile plus. Okay. So combat tester, combat driver on the compute AI turn during Q next action. We're going to say hit range. Well, it's enemy, so it's going to be current tile minus the hit range, I think. It's going to be the max between 0 and then the enemy info. Well, actually, does enemy have a position? Enemy info position minus the next section's hit range. Wait, those are two different things, right? We got target range and hit range, so we're going to say target range. Like so. That might be a little better. It still feels wrong, but okay, that looks okay. Bruce Superman says, "Hello, how are you today? I'm doing okay. I'm a little ill." Okay. I'm trying to think here. Right, because I said something's funky about this. Let me take a look at my melee. The move is melee attack, target range 1, hit range 0. Target range 1 means it needs to be -1 of the current target. So First Superman says, yeah, I can hear it. Hopefully you get better. Yeah, hopefully. I think it's going to go away after today. I'm just after effect of yesterday's allergy. Suns are back up. Sun's back up. Maybe the pollen is active right now. Oh, I'm so silly. This shouldn't do this, actually. Because I do want it less than 1. Okay. I think that would be better. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Now that is more like what I wanted to do. Perfect. There are definitely different types of attack. I have like a AoE versus cascading. AoE being from the impact point, it's like a range. Cascading is from the impact point, it's like straightforward. Range down here. Ooh, ads starting here. See you later once the ad's back. Yeah, this one still feels a little funky, but it's because of the cascading effect. Range 1, and then it's like a target range is this, and the hit range is 2 or 1, I think. Let's see. Boss. We got hit range 1, target range is 1, and then hit range is 1. Okay, that's not working as intended. Let me look at the controller. I think. No. So over here, hit range will be from the target index. We're going to minus a hit range. 0 means none. If it's 1, actually, yeah, I don't think I need to divide it by 2, because my intention was that hit range describes how many tiles that goes out from the target. So if it is 1, it goes from this to this, and then it's actually going to go all the way to current plus the hit range. And then it's going to be +1 because it's exclusive. That's probably better. So zeros. And then we're going to get the boss here. Special melee. Okay, that's more like it. From here, it's AoE impact that way. We're going to have to change some of these effects, but it's okay. This is great. This. Right. Sick. Let's see. So I think the basic target indicator on hover is essentially done. Now there's more fixes I need to do to make it so that actually reflect what it's going to do. But for now, the basic is done there. Oops, wrong project. Resolves number 37. Tile indicator shows up on hover of enemy characters based on the action type. Definitely need to fix it though to be better, but that can be in the future. I'm actually going to implement the actions now. I might have to change the action programming logic here. I don't like what it looks like right now, but we'll see. Okay. So now on the driver itself, on resolution phase, we need to perform enemy animation here. Combat controller, hide action intent, and we're going to start enemy action sequence, whatever that means. And that's going to be under controller here. And basically, we'll probably have. Should I have a signal? It could be a signal where combat controller. Let's see. I'm going to start the enemy sequence. And somebody needs to mark if all the enemy action has finished, basically. So maybe it won't be a signal. It will be like, is enemy action sequence done, for example. For now, it's going to be true. Oh my god, excuse me. Excuse me. Ugh. So over here on resolution phase, we start it. And on update, instead of waiting 4 seconds, I'm not going to do that. I'll just wait 500 seconds here. But otherwise, we're going to get rid of this to do. If combat controller is enemy action sequence done, then we're moving on. Otherwise, we're going to stay on this state. Ads starting here on Twitch soon. Sorry. That's what we're working with here. Okay. So we scaffolded some things here. Now we can actually do enemy action implementation here. I might have to change some stuff, maybe simplify it so that the action actually works differently. But we'll grab our melee goblin here. We have target type that is tile, action type that is melee attack. I have to define this better. Applied effect right now is just damage, physical damage type, and it has all these things. This might actually need to be more relevant. Yeah, I don't know. It almost feel like the action type shouldn't be defined manually. I feel like the action type will be defined by this, but I don't know. I don't know. Shoot it. Hey, Jacob. Howdy. I believe the ad's still going, so sorry. Okay, that means in order to do the action sequence, I definitely need to grab the current action. So that was for each of the enemy, for enemies. Oh my gosh. For enemy info in board states, enemy info. Jacob says, I don't believe in ads. It's okay. Okay. You just refuse to watch it and it just doesn't show up for you. We're going to grab the current move, which will be the current move. And then I guess I should probably make it so that the order is determined in some ways. There's a to-do there. I guess the speed should be a thing. Yeah. New thing. I think enemy info should have. I'm going to add the speed based order later, I think. Just going to have it go one at a time. Jacob says, how goes it? It's going well. We're doing okay. I'm a little sniffly right now, not feeling too wonderful. Allergy, sickness, blame whatever you need to blame, I guess. But we're grinding through. We're trying to get our work done here. Things are looking okay. It's not terrifying. And we're now on implementing the actual logic. A tech roll. So here's a question. When the player attacks, so for example, right here, when I go up here and then I go, okay, this one's 2 actions, so I'm going to have to wait. If I say, I'm going to stab, ooh, and then I hit it, I almost feel like if I'm saying that this is not going to be guaranteed hit, but like a dice roll, then there needs to be some sort of indicator, right? Oh, this one is broken. And then I got to process death. Yeah, all of the above. So I might have to change some of these things here. We'll figure it out. Jacob says, oof, sorry to hear. Yeah, no problem. It's okay. So do I do the dice roll first? No, I want to finish the AI action first. So I'll do the melee attack action type. So basically we have the move here, start enemy action sequence. Let's see, who gets to do this? I gotta send it over to somebody to handle this AI's melee move. There needs to be some sort of single place where it handles all the enemy stuff where I can just kind of pass it over. I mean, I almost feel like it should be done within the controller itself. Yeah, I think I might have to do that. I might have to just section off a little part of the code where it's just basically all enemy action logic down here. And we do branching here. I mean, technically I could do command pattern, but what's the benefit there? I guess I could do execute. It's like a strategy pattern rather than command pattern, because I'm not selecting a command. I'm selecting a strategy based on the information that has been already loaded. So technically, if I come over here in the controller, and then I do action. Oh, you know what? Action helper already is there. So might as well use action helper as like the thing. Hi, Blink. Welcome. As you can hear, I am a little bit sicky, kind of. I'm like, I already set this up as like a player action. I'm like, should I do this as part of? No, I should probably do a separate one. Execute. How about AI execute? Then we're going to do a move component here. Yeah. I mean, it's going to already have combat controller as part of it. And that's what we're going to call. We'll do that. So from the controller, we're simply Sending AI execute. Well, the action helper is not available here, though. An ability handler is something else, I think. I almost feel... Let me think. I almost feel like I shouldn't call start. Okay. I should probably do this through enemy AI handler, which is ironic because I did say that earlier. Like I already did that. So I don't know why I decided to change that. So I do need a separate, I think, node that's meant to be AI action executor or AI action helper, basically. So I need to stick with my plan. Apparently, I had a reason for planning. I thought I was being clever by skipping. And this one probably will also controller. Like so. And then, let's see. The resolve will take in our AI action executor. Like so. I'm going to hide the intent. We're going to actually do start enemy action sequence with the AI action executor here. And it's going to have its sub functions. We're going to go to the controller. This one probably needs to be done within the executor here. Enemy info will be retrieved from the controller. Blah, blah, blah. Do something, do something. Resolve. Call this from the controller here. Okay. A little better. Abling says, I got banned from LinkedIn trying to cold outreach. Really? That's kind of crazy. That's the whole point. LinkedIn, the whole point of LinkedIn is, I mean, you can't ban recruiters for doing that. Isn't that what recruiters are doing? They just do cold outreach. Abling says, it's funny, LinkedIn flagged it as a browser automation, whereas it took me 4.5 hours to DM 170. Oh, I guess you did message too many people, huh? Leanne says, are you solo or do you have a team? This one is solo. I have one that I was working with a team for. This one I'm just trying to do it with my own pace. Okay, this is something I noticed with teaming up with people. Because I'm full-time, because I'm like doing this all the time, it's hard to find teammates that matches your pace. And it feels bad to like force them when they have their own life and it's not their job. So I have hard time finding people to work with oftentimes unless I'm contracting certain parts out. Like only time I can actually work with a team as a individual game maker is if I piece out components as like I'm hiring people as opposed to I'm working with people. Nightbest says, yeah, but recruiters are paying. I see. So it's like you have to pay money to DM 117 people, but that is a lot of people. Ably says, I hope they remove it. I'm not able to log in. Yeah, what the heck? You should message them and see what happens. Ably says, it's years of my connections I'm a LinkedIn premium career. That's crazy. I feel like that defeats the purpose of LinkedIn if you're not allowed to message people. That is wild. I hope you get it revoked and actually get to do it. Okay, well, sorry, Blink, about that news. That sounds awful. Blink says, I literally was shocked there are 263 people at that company. I was supposed to DM 150 more people. Oh, you message everybody in that company? That does seem a little intense. All right. I think we're gonna rate out here. Actually, I'm not feeling well. I'm starting to get a headache. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm gonna try to. Hopefully, I'll do my update recording soon. Emily says, "What happened, Ezra?" I don't know, man. I started feeling like little allergy reaction yesterday, and then I'm sneezing and my eyes feel puffy. It's not good. Leon says, "I think you were answering my question than a commercial." Oh, sorry, Leon. I was saying that yes, I am working on this by myself. I do work with people in different things, and the main thing I said was I find it hard to work with people because a lot of times they have their own personal life and day job that they're focusing on, and I'm having to do a lot of I give a lot of excuse to those people. And problem with that is basically like I can make people do more work. And let's see. I rather work by myself and anticipate. It's easier to hire people out and contract people and be like, okay, here's money, make me assets of these things, as opposed to being like, oh, we're working on this together and we're gonna make revenue together. It's hard to find the like-minded people. All right, I guess we could go to Connie. It's been a while. Nightbeth says, take care of yourself. Thank you. Emily says, have you been sick? Yeah, I feel a little bit sickish. Wait, is Connie leaving? Oh, Connie's leaving. Never mind. Let's go to Hypnotic. Or, I mean, we haven't been to Fresh Fern in a while. Should we go to Fresh Fern? Yeah, we should go to Fresh Fern. Hey, Conrad is already there anyways. All right. Well, we'll go to there. Emily says, code less, let Claude do it. I'm not going to pay money to Claude to do coding for me. I actually don't know how much it'll cost. But anyways. Who cares? YouTube says exposed. Exactly, exposed. Look at that. Connor right there. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Abel says $20. How much? How much token per? Anyways. All right. After that becomes successful, I'll also end the YouTube stream here. All right.